All right. Hello, people. Another beautiful day. Yeah. Hope your five senses work. Health and strength is good or excellent. What? What's up, gamers? All right, let's listen up, you AMD fans. Listen to this. And I got 6 comments here too, so listen to this. Next gen AMD Ryzen APU may have truly epic performance with 16 Zen 5s, 40 Rdna 3.5 core. Says here AMD looks to be gearing up for a Ryzen 9000 series launch. These upcoming AMD processors are expected to sport Zen 5 under the hood, which is the next major CPU architecture from the company. The release should not be too far away, and you can expect to see them in the second half of 2024, as we are already seeing firmware support as well as chipset support for these CPUs. Alongside Ryzen 9000, the company is also working on the next generation stuff. Next generation stuff, what is that? What, Steam Deck 2? Anyway, just saying. Says here, all of AMD's AM5 processors pack some amount of graphics, which mean technically all Ryzen 7000 and newer AMD CPUs are APUs. However, AMD has specified that based on the capabilities of the onboard GPU, APUs will be designated differently, as those with powerful integrated graphics will continue to be referred to as APU, auxiliary processing unit. All right, with those with weaker graphics with a few compute units, CUS, will simply be referred to as CPU, central processing unit. And says here, these Ryzen APUs codenamed Strix Halo are supposedly really powerful. If leak specs details are to be believed, according to the leak, these APUs will sport up to 16 Zen 5 cores, then it says in parentheses 32 threads, and up to 20 Rdna 3.5 workgroup processors, WGPS, or 40 compute units, CUS, leading to a total of up to 2,560 stream processors on the top end SKU. Technology, folks. Then it says here, AMD's APU currently tops out at 12 CUS or 768 stream processors, which means the next generations of APUs could be over 3 times faster. And this is good news for video games too. Says here, one thing that has always held back APU performance is the memory bandwidth, which it derives from the system memory that is shared by both CPU's core as well as GPU cores. However, the rumored specs suggest AMD is bringing MAL, MALL, M-A-L-L, memory attached last level cache, commonly referred to as infinity cache, to these APUs, which will make them less reliant on system memory bandwidth alone. This will also help the CPU cores, as they can more easily be fed data for processing, as the CPU would not be fighting over memory bandwidth with the GPU, meaning that it will have its own separate memory. Says here, hence, the memory subsystem is apparently going to comprise 32 megabytes of infinity MALL, M-A-L-L, cache alongside LPDDR5X 8000 support. That's memory. And that is that. So AMD is on the move here, folks. And we got 6 comments here. Let's see what these AMD tech nerds, what they got to say about this. George said this: it all sounds good on paper, but what the power draw and thermals, just stuffing in more cores on a CPU and GPU to get more performance, also has its own set of drawbacks in the end. Yeah, I guess that's why they're giving it its own memory. But anyway, Maverick said this. I heard the 12C variant is around 28 watts tops. The 16C may also fits the 28 watt design, and at best / worst case be in the 32 watt tops. That is around where all the mobile parts tops, with a few at 45 to 55 watts before you get to full desktop replacement parts. With the most powerful GPUs configured, I could see anywhere between 28 to 45, but I still see that as a win for what you are getting. Next comment here, and then George said this: higher wouldn't surprise me if it got a beefy GPU like they say. The reason they kept the cuss count on the iGPU low all this time was because of space / cost and the hit to power / thermal IMOs. And Walkman said this. He says, and for memory bandwidth reasons too, like I say in the article, if these APUs indeed have the infinity cache, then that will finally allow for adding more GPU cores. Yep, there's some truth to that. And then let's see, Gaffney said this: discrete GPUs aren't operating at maximum efficiency on the voltage curve. They push the power as high as it will reasonably go to get every frame while maintaining stability. The 6400 is a 12 cus Rdna 2 card, pull around 50 watts, while the 8 CU Rdna 2 GPU in the Steam Deck is limited to a maximum of 15 watts. That's less than half the power draw per CU compute units. It says the downside is that it boasts a maximum of 1.6 gigahertz instead of 2.1 to 2.2 gigahertz. Then he said the 7700 XT pulls around 225 watts in games with 54 as a CU. So say it would be 165 at 40 CU, meaning compute units. Reduced power draws 15%, moving from 15 nanometer to 4 nanometer, and some improvements from Rdna 3.5. Then half the power draw to cut boost clock from say 2.5 gigahertz to maybe 1.6 gigahertz or 1.9 gigahertz. you now have a 72 watt GPU, leaving you with up to 45 watts for the CPU within a 120 watt power envelope. With 15 watts, that can move between the two depending on the workload. And that is the end of the article in the comments. Well, these AMD fans share their input. Good little insight. But AMD, on the other hand, they're moving, and they're always trying to find ways to improve things, with their tech, and keep the industry moving and stay competitive with NVIDIA and the likes of Intel or MSI. So AMD is moving, man, but this is good. This is good news for game lovers too, who build those high-end PCs. Yeah, this is good news for them. So I'm sure they're looking forward to this when AMD decide to drop this this new tech on the market. So yeah, but other than that, the tech industry moves on. The fans of AMD in the comment section, You know, they have experience with, you know, they probably were building PCs from the very beginning since like the 286, 486 days. So they never stopped. So they kept up with it. So they were just sharing their insights on what they think all this means. And by the looks of the information they just dropped, pretty good info. Now I'm sure the viewers will have something to say about that because they got experience too. But other than that, man, yeah, AMD is moving, you know. So yeah, and the part that got me in this article is when he says it says alongside Ryzen 9000, the company is also working on next generation stuff. Now, stuff meaning what? What, GPUs, APUs, or are we talking the Steam Deck 2? Just saying. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this video for y'all to enjoy, though. Nice talking to you people again. Chris, still a Star Wars and Star Trek fan. Or Dark Side. Go. Peace.